I know Bill has always wanted to bring the band back together and try to get some recording going on, but I don't think anybody expected they would ever make another record again, because when they disbanded, they were not speaking to one another, and so that went on for a decade, and then they finally started kind of talking to one another. I think they met again at Roddy's wedding, and so they just kind of, just very gently and naturally and organically started just being friends again, and then they said, well, let's make some music.
We went through a period where we didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my wife for a while. I'd like to keep the process between ourselves and make it a band process, and just keep outside people from being involved for a while so that we could actually really connect on a level that's just us connecting. And they knew after a couple months, but I didn't really want to talk about it. I was really into kind of having this thing that was just ours. I thought it was really cool.
Sol Invictus is definitely a different sounding record because it was recorded and produced by Bill Gould, and it was done in a rehearsal room, so not a more clinical recording studio type thing. And so I think it lends itself to more kind of Faith No More sound, because sometimes their sound can have a little bit of a roomy sound to it, like the drums will have a roomy short reverb, and the bass particularly will have that kind of sound. So I think recording in the rehearsal room kind of captured kind of essential Faith No More. It was very different because there was no outside ear this time. It was all within the band, so there was nobody outside saying, you know, do this or that. So I think it's probably one of the most pure records because there was no outside input, you know.
Well, when we're mixing in the studio, we hear the details. I mean, we wrote the music, we recorded the music, so we know those details are. And when we're mixing them, we're trying to make all those details fit together. And I think if, you know, somebody's listening in something and they don't hear those details, then they're missing part of the song, because that's kind of how the song was created. And we hear them when we're mixing them in the studio because we're making sure that they're all included. But still, it's amazing what different headphones and speakers can do, where you can lose a lot of that detail. And you're missing something, definitely.
For something like 50 years, music industry has always been playing around with the slogan, hear the music exactly as the artist intended. The reality is that it's never been possible to do it because every headphone sounds different. So all this marketing talk about hearing sound exactly as intended by artists has this far always been just a marketing slogan. So now, for the first time, it's actually possible to do it, and it's because we measure all these headphones, we understand how different they sound, and then we make sure that they all sound the same and they all sound what it was originally in the studio.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, they finally synced up, and it sounds like this. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. That's really something. That's amazing to have the headphones sound the same as the speakers, which I've never heard before. I've never heard the headphones sound the same as the speakers ever, because you always go to headphones to kind of check these things out, and that's the first time I've heard them sound like. Yeah.
Irrespective of whether you have Beats or Sennheiser or any other headphone, or whether you are in Japan or Germany or in America, with TrueFi you will hear exactly the same version of the song. I think that's a very amazing thing that's never been possible this far.
Well, it's kind of an experiment in a way. We know about the software, we used it in a technical level when we're mixing. But for a fan to actually kind of hear really closely to how we heard it on the speakers, I think it's really cool. I think it's a way of kind of like being in the room with us when we're mixing the record. And it really is close. I mean, it's close enough to where it's a similar feeling. And I mean, I don't know when that's ever been done before, really. So I think it's a great experiment. I'm hoping that it, it's just a cool thing to do. I could see how in the future a lot of people would want to do it, but I just think it's exciting to be doing something like this for the first time.